Hey everyone, it's Pete here with Angelus Explorer, and in this video I'm going to show you how I make chicken and mushroom risotto in a freezer bag when I'm out on the trail. This is a freezer bag cooking recipe. If you don't know what that is, check out our tip video, which I've linked in the comments below, and you can learn all about it. All right, let's get started. So this recipe serves about 4 people, and I would say you can scale it up or down however you need, but this is about the biggest size I would put in one single gallon size freezer bag. The first ingredient is 2.5 cups of instant rice. I use Minute brand, but it's very important that you use instant rice and not regular rice because regular rice won't cook correctly by just pouring boiling water in. So put that 2.5 cups of instant rice into your freezer bag to start. The second ingredient is a 1/2 cup of finely grated Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese, aside from being delicious, is low moisture cheese, so that means it would keep for quite a few days without refrigeration. In fact, I know a lot of Italians that don't even refrigerate Parmesan cheese. So add that cheese to your freezer bag. The next ingredient is 1 ounce of dried porcini mushrooms, which is right around 1/2 cup. These are a little bit hard to find, but I picked them up at Whole Foods, and they're worth it because they add a really good flavor to the recipe. You can't add these whole because they won't rehydrate properly, so you have to grind them up in a food processor. So grind them up to about the size of a grain of rice, and then once you're done with that, add them to your freezer bag. The fourth ingredient is 4 tablespoons of dried vegetable mix, which is made up of carrots, red bell pepper, onion, green bell pepper, parsley, and celery. This stuff's really good. You can find it in the dry seasoning section of the supermarket, and just put it into the bag. The fifth ingredient is 4 tablespoons of dried heavy cream. This is also kind of a specialty item that you can buy online. I really like this brand, Hoosier Hill Farms, because they make a whole range of dehydrated ingredients and they have almost no additives. So just measure it out and add it to the bag. The next 4 ingredients are pretty straightforward. It's 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon powder, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. So just measure those out, add them to the bag. So that's all the ingredients that go into the freezer bag before you leave, but there's a few ingredients that you need to take along with you on the trail that you add to the bag right before mealtime. The first is 2 packages of pre-cooked chicken. These are 7 ounces each, and you can find them in the canned meat section of the supermarket. So just add those to the bag right before mealtime. The next ingredient is 4 tablespoons or 2 ounces of olive oil. Oil is a common ingredient in a lot of my backpacking recipes, so what I do is I measure out all the oil I need for a whole trip into a small Nalgene container and then take that along so that it saves a lot of weight. So measure that oil out and add it to the bag right before you eat. And finally, the last thing you add is 2 3/4 cups of boiling water directly into that freezer bag. Most backpacker stoves have graduation marks or they come with a measuring cup, so you can use that to measure out from your water supply. And 10 minutes later, you will be enjoying some really awesome risotto. If you didn't catch that whole recipe, don't worry, I've written the whole thing down in the comments below so you can check it out. So we'd really like to hear from you if you have suggestions on this recipe, or if you have other freezer bag recipes that you like to make. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. And most importantly, get out there and explore the outdoors. All right, thanks, bye.